Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Welcome back for another DeeJam vlogs with myself. Today we are going to be talking about the changes that are being made to YouTube Partner Program. Now, for all of you who don't know what that is, it's YouTube's eligibility criteria for what people need to do in order to have adverts put onto their videos so that they can monetize their videos. Now, previously it was 10,000 views and you had to earn at least £60 in ad revenue in order to be paid from YouTube. Now, I've got over the 10,000 mark, so I started monetizing my videos, but I was no way near the £60 threshold limit, so I had a long way to go. But it was nice to have something to aim towards. It was nice to have something to have a goal for what I'm doing, a validation that what I'm doing is good content. Now, myself and many people this morning received the new email that came through to say that it's going to be here. Under the new eligibility requirements announced today, your YouTube channel, DeeJam, is no longer eligible for monetization because it doesn't meet the new threshold of 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. As a result, your channel will lose access to all monetization tools and features associated with the YouTube Partner Program on February the 20th, 2018, unless you surpass this threshold in the next 30 days. Now, I just want to make one thing crystal clear. I am not in YouTube for the money. I make Football Manager content and non-league matchday experience vlogs. I'm not going to make a living out of that. I do the two things because they are the two things in my life that I have a passion for. If I wanted to make money on YouTube, I'd make FIFA videos and I would make matchday experiences where I go to Chelsea, where I go to Arsenal, Man United, Man City, West Ham's, Tottenham, all those kind of grounds. I go to championship games where I know that I could easily get 1,000, 2,000 views on most videos. All right, that's not the reason why I do it. But when I initially read the email, I was very, very annoyed this morning. And I'll explain why. Because it reminded me of a situation I had with a previous employer about 4 years ago. 9 months into that calendar year, they changed the rules on the bonuses that were given to their staff. 95% of the workforce then were no longer eligible for a bonus. The big people at the top took their massive bonuses, and then the company went into financial difficulties, and I ended up losing my job as a result of it. And it just had a similar feeling to what is being announced by YouTube. This is not what YouTube should be focusing on at the moment. They need to be fixing their algorithm, which determines what videos are eligible for monetization and not. They need to be focusing on what is on their trending page. We've all seen the Logan Paul stuff. We all understand why it was a big problem. They need to be focusing on that. They need to be focusing on the way that they demonetize videos, the things that go on in people's videos. You're no longer allowed to have an opinion on certain subjects. You can't swear, you can't do this, you can't do that. There's so many things you can and can't do on YouTube at the moment. The adpocalypse that happened was absolute BS, in my opinion. It's funny how on mainstream TV, advertisers are quite happy to advertise on programs that have sexual violence in it, sex and violence on its own, bad swearing, opinions. We're allowed to have people like Nigel Farage on our TV, all that kind of stuff like that. That's fine from an advertiser point, but an individual expressing an opinion on YouTube, we better shut him down. We cannot pay him money for this, because mainstream media are scared of what content creators can do on YouTube. That's a separate issue, but that's the kind of stuff that YouTube needs to be focusing on. They need to be focusing on protecting their content creators rather than this program that's come into play now. It's annoying because it now rips the carpet from a lot of people. And I've seen an example of some guy who said on Twitter this morning that he makes music videos. Some months he can get 30,000 views, and other months he can then get 300. It all depends on what content he's pushing out there. So he's now going to be affected by this. because he doesn't have a constant thing, because he doesn't want to put bad content out there. So there's going to be a lot of people that are affected by this. Now, I understand to a certain extent some people saying, well, this needs to happen in order to protect content creators on the bigger end of the scale, and if you're in this for the money, then you are doing it for the wrong reasons, and I totally agree with that. I totally understand where people come from. If you are one of those people who are doing YouTube for the money to begin with, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You need to be focusing on your growth of your channel and your brand as an individual. But it just seems as if there's so many other things that they should be focusing on. But what me as an individual, what I now need to do is I need to turn this from a negative into a positive. I've got to flip it completely. It just gives me something now new to aim for. I've now got 1,000 subscriber goal that I've got to aim for in order to start monetizing my videos again. And it now means that as soon as my ankle is fixed, I can now work harder than I ever have done before to reach this new threshold. As long as YouTube don't keep increasing it, as soon as I reach 1,000, oh no, you need to have 2,500 subscribers, I'll be like, but I don't know. It frustrated me and it irritated me because like I've said it 2 or 3 times now. There are so many other things that YouTube needs to be focusing on. This is not one of those things. This really isn't one of those things. I'm probably going to get a little bit of backlash from this, I can imagine. But what I want you guys to do is leave me down in the comment section what your thoughts on this are. Do you agree with anything I've said? Do you completely disagree? Let's open up a dialogue. Let's have a conversation between us. I want to engage with you guys on what your thoughts are with this. So leave me down in the comment section what you think. I'll be really interested to hear, especially from bigger FM content creators. I really want you guys to leave me a comment down below. That would be really interesting. But I hope I got my point of view across. I think I had no script. There was no rehearsing. I literally just one take, boom, got this out. So I hope I got my thoughts and opinions across. But yeah, until we see each other next time, adios.